It's now day 4 on our content series for runners. Today I'm going to be going over some self-assessments in flexibility in our legs, and I'm going to go over some stretches that you could do at home today. So let's get started. A common complaint I usually get is chronic tightness of the hip flexor muscles, or the muscles that run across the front of the thigh. So let me show you what you could do to see if those muscles are truly tight. What you do is you sit on the edge of a table. We're going to have you roll back. You can bring the one leg up, holding one leg up towards your chest. You're just gonna let this leg hang. So we wanna see how this angle is in relation to the table. Technically, we want this leg to be parallel to the table, but for me, I go up. So that shows that I may have some tightness in my hip flexor or quad muscles. So here, I believe I'm raised up some. I feel like it's a little bit tighter on my right side. So technically, I need to be here. But being relaxed with this leg, it's popping up. So I do have some tightness in these muscles. Sometimes you can get the leg flaring out, indicating more tightness within the hip flexors, some of the muscles of the hip. But we ideally want our legs straight. So for me, I have a positive test of hip flexor tightness. So I'll go ahead and show you some stretches that you could do to stretch the hip flexors. So let me show you a technique on how you can stretch the hip flexor muscles as well as the quad. So you can get in this position here. And what you want to do is engage your glute muscle, and we want to tilt our hip forward. So we're tilting. A lot of times if we get in this position, we just stretch, we're not going to get an effective hip flexor stretch. So we want to make sure we tuck and then lean forward. And really you shouldn't have to go forward much. You should feel the stretch immediately, especially if you get that tuck in first and then lean forward. Because if you don't get that tuck, see, like right now I don't even feel it and I'm going pretty far already. I get the tuck, and then right there I feel it. I feel the pull. And we want our body straight. We don't want to be side bending to the side because these hip flexors attach to our spine. So we want to elongate, tuck, elongate. Even raising our arms up, we'll get even more of a stretch. So I feel it pretty good. Let me do it on this side. You want to tuck, and then lean forward, and then right there, I feel the stretch already. For me, I'm tight too, so this is a good stretch for me to do. Again, I don't want to be like this. Tuck, tuck, and right there, just subtle movement. Normally it's not enough to just stretch. Stretching is effective, but normally there's a reason why those muscles are chronically tight, and we need to work on the muscular balance and strength in order to help decrease the overactivity of, say, the hip flexor muscles. Usually we could help reduce that tension in the hip flexors, say, by increasing the strength in the other muscles in the legs, in our core. So it's finding out what works individually for a certain person. But go ahead and try that stretch out and see how it feels. You should feel a strong pull in the front of your leg. So I get a lot of complaints that they have a lot of chronic tightness in the back of their legs. So I'm gonna show you how you could do a self-assessment hamstring length test. To test out the length of your hamstring is lay on a flat surface and raise your leg up while keeping the knee straight. So the angle here should be about 70 degrees. If you're short of that, then the muscles in your leg may be tight. So if the leg could easily go up to 70 degrees, it's not likely that the muscle is tight, but maybe getting the perception of tightness. And in that case, we may need to do some strengthening to that lower leg, that hamstring muscle, as well as just the other muscles in the leg, such as the glute, the calves, things like that. So try that out, let's see how you do. So to stretch out our hamstrings, an easy way to stretch out our hamstrings is just to find a bench, a chair. Here I have a tire, what I'll just do is I'll just put my leg up onto the chair or the tire here, and I feel a pull in the back of my leg. So common mistake normally is as you lean forward, we're getting a lot of bend in the upper back. And that just takes away a lot of the stretch in the back of the leg. We're getting more of a stretch to our spine. Really all you need to do is bend from your hip here, keep our back straight in a neutral position so we're not arching, and we're gonna bend at the crease of our hip while keeping our back straight. And right there, I feel a strong pull in the back of my leg here. So it really doesn't take much of a bend. Just have my leg up and then lean forward, and I feel a pull right there. And that's all I need to hold. I just need to hold it right there. That's all. Switch legs. So bending from here, leaning forward, and I feel a pull. So notice if I do this, I eventually feel a pull here, but it's not as even really effective, and I don't need to be bending over this far. I just need to lift up my leg, lean forward, feel a pull. I'm not leaning much. Very easy to do wherever you're at. Of course, we could be on the floor. The same thing as if we're on the floor, we don't have to bend or arch our back. We just need to lean forward a little bit. But this is just an easy way to stretch our hamstrings if we need it. There are some people out there that complain of chronic neck tightness after, say, a run. Let me show you how to stretch out those muscles to help get you relief. So one of the ways is if we just do a upper trap stretch, we're gonna keep our nose facing the wall, and I'm gonna dip my ear to my shoulder while I pull. And you can even, with this hand, you can hold on to something like the chair, and you should feel a pull along the side of your neck here. A really strong pull. And this can be gentle. So with the stretches, you wanna stretch for about 25 seconds and do it 3 sets. You can do that both sides. There's another muscle in the back of the neck. What we can turn our head 45 degrees. Then we're gonna reach across our head and then pull our head down. So almost like we're pointing our nose to the opposite knee. So I should feel a strong pull along the back side of my neck down to the shoulder blade. Same thing, holding for about 25 seconds, do it 3 sets. I could do it this side here, moving my head 45 degrees, pulling down. Should feel the pull across the back side of the neck to the top of the neck to the shoulder blade. So another way we could take out some of the knots in our neck is using a theracane. I personally like using the theracane. There's a lot of different other types of products out there like that, but I like the stiffness of a theracane. It usually runs about $29–30. So what we're gonna do is just find the areas of tenderness. Sometimes there's what could feel like a trigger point or balls in the muscle. You can find it using the ball of the cane here. We tack down where that spot is and we hold it. We hold it there for a good 2 minutes, sometimes even longer. What we wanna do is let those receptors in that muscle let go and relax. And it will do that if we sustain that hold for some time. Even while we're holding this pressure here, we could do a functional movement, moving away of the direction of how we're holding the muscle down, and that can help further relax the muscle and stretch the muscle. So go ahead and try those techniques out. Again, I do think there's a reason why those muscles are chronically getting tight. One of the reasons, even for myself, I've noticed sometimes I don't carry my lap pack or my cell phone holder, and if I'm holding my phone, I'm getting a little bit more activation of these neck muscles because I'm holding the phone. Even it got to a point one time where I started getting some numbness in my hand because I'm overactivating. For a period of time, I was doing this for a period of a few weeks, not using my cell phone holder, and it caused those muscles to get so tight that affected the nerve that went down in the hand. It does help to have a holder, so that way you could run and have your arms more relaxed. So another reason is if we're a chest breather. If we're a chest breather, we're gonna be chronically using our neck muscles instead of using our diaphragm. Technically, we need to be belly breathing, and that's gonna help decrease just the overactivity of our neck muscles. So go ahead and try these techniques out and hopefully they help. That's it for day 4. Hopefully the material up to this point has been of benefit to you and we have a better understanding of what we can work on to help us with our training. So we'll see you tomorrow on our last day for day 5.